Am I audible? Okay, thank you. Good evening, Ajay sir. Can we start?
Yes, ma'am, please.
Okay, okay. So, all esteemed members of Team RFI, our distinguished guest speaker and participants, a warm evening welcome to each of you joining us today for a profound exploration into the efficacy of the case study method in enhancing the art of teaching. I am Neha Jain, honored to serve as the program coordinator for the International Faculty Development Program and the training program on innovative teaching and learning pedagogy. Today's spotlight shines brightly on Dr. Shresth Chabra sir, our revered schedule expert of the day. We welcome you, sir. His presence enriches our discourse, and it's a privilege to have him grace our program. Together, we embark on this educational journey made possible through the collaborative efforts of World Innovators University, Research Foundation of India, Parul University, and Eklavya University, along with the generous sponsorship of various organizations. Before we delve into the session, let me shed light on the commendable endeavors undertaken by the Research Foundation of India, dedicated to the upliftment of society and the enhancement of educational standards. RFI channels its efforts into promoting Indian research through a myriad of events, including international and national conferences, seminars, workshops, symposiums, and various other activities. Research Foundation of India serves as a catalyst for the integration and intellectual ideas globally, striving to satiate humanity's thirst for innovation. At its core, RFI is deeply committed to enhancing the educational policy for fostering scholarly inquiry and facilitating the practical application of research outcomes. Furthermore, RFI spearheads research and development initiatives in higher education, forging strategic partnerships through Memorandum of Understanding with leading universities across India. Its membership comprises faculty, researchers, graduate students, and distinguished professionals, all contributing their rich and diverse expertise to the field of educational research. It's noteworthy that RFI operates independently of governmental sponsorship, ensuring its autonomy and integrity in organizing over 1,000 international conferences, workshops, faculty development programs, symposia, and more worldwide. Presently, Research Foundation of India boasts 87 chapters in India and 80 chapters across Asia and beyond, organized into five distinct boards representing the West, East, South, North, and Central regions. Now, before moving ahead, let me introduce our distinguished expert, Dr. Shresth Chabra sir, a luminary in the realm of education with over 2 decades of teaching experience. He brings a wealth of knowledge and insight to the table. His academic journey background with a PhD in labor welfare speaks volumes about his dedication to scholarship and research. Currently serving as an associate professor at Delhi College Business School in North, his contributions extend far beyond the confines of academia. As a prolific author and reviewer, his work resonates across national and international platforms, shaping discourse and driving meaningful change. His affiliations with esteemed journals and editorial boards underscore his unwavering commitment to excellence. Moreover, his role as a mentor and coordinator reflects his passion for nurturing entrepreneurship and fostering academic growth. In addition to his scholarly pursuits, his involvement in various professional associations and his stellar record as a session chair and facilitator further attest to his exemplary leadership and expertise. His impact extends beyond the classroom, earning recognition from prestigious institutions and organizations alike, including the Rotary Club, Amity Business School, and EMG SSM Trust. In essence, Dr. Sheshri Chhabra Sir personifies the spirit of innovation and excellence, inspiring generations of educators and learners alike. As we embark on this enlightening journey, guided by his wisdom and expertise, let us embrace the transformative power of the case study method and its profound implications for pedagogy and beyond. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Neha ma'am. Thank you very much. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Ajay sir, team RFI, and all the members of fraternity who have joined us today evening uh, for this session. Suraj Patil sir, you have raised your hand. Something that you need to be addressed, sir.
Suraj sir,
Suraj
are
sir,
you
you have
there?
raised. I believe that's by mistake that has been raised.
Yes.
Nonetheless, okay. So, yeah, ma'am, thank you very much for for a very profound introduction of mine. Uh, Obviously, I would try and fit into what you told the August gathering, and to all my respected colleagues who are here today evening with me. Um, because evenings I understand as a teacher that you are after a day's long work, spending an evening listening to someone. Actually, I must use this word that it actually requires a courage. Okay, that you are doing something for an extra thing. Maybe whatever the purpose of this extra, maybe I'm not getting into that, but still, that requires a courage to actually be, take out a time from the schedule and devote it to your thing. So, hence, all of my colleagues who are present over here today evening, you all deserve, you know, uh, uh, I should say, an applause, okay, for the work that you are associated with. And I should also thank RFI and Ajay sir especially for giving this opportunity to be with you um, today evening. Now, what I would be doing is that let's we all would be talking to some extent. Okay, so there are two or three things which I would request before I take you through this drive of case study. One, uh, almost all of us use case studies, so I won't be getting into the theories as to what is not. So I would try and keep you away from the theories. That is point number one. Point number two, so essentially what I would be doing, I would be sharing my experiences with you so that we all feel, and you can in turn share your experiences also, so that we all are enriched. Okay. Second, if you have any doubts, any queries, you can always raise your hand so that your queries are addressed then and there. Else, I would open the session towards the end for a question answer type of thing. So if you have got any queries or any things, if you want to add something, we would be, I would be it would be an interactive type of things. So, okay, a quick, I believe chat box is accessible to everyone. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. How many of you are from the non-management side? Other than management, how many colleagues are here? I believe there are 88 people who have joined in. So how many colleagues are from the non-management side? And if you are from the non-management side, then can I expect you to be from engineering background? Is it that? Okay, let's let's simplify this. How many of you are from the engineering background? So I have Vishal Chabra sir, then Dr. Fabin Prakash sir, Suraj Patil sir, Rupa Devi ma'am, then K. Raju sir, Sangeeta Das ma'am, Rakhi Jain ma'am, Nikhil sir, Surendra Sagar sir, then Sadhukan, then Tarak Nath Mandal ji, and then obviously Priya Bakotia madam, Meet Bakotia, Anjan Das, then Horon ma'am, she is again from a non-engineering, okay, architecture, okay. So quite a lot. I see quite a lot from from non-management background. Okay, education department. That's great. That's great. Uh, and I believe psychology. Okay, great. So I got absolute great anthropology. That's great. Chemistry. Oh wow. Social works, education. Great. Uh, Okay, so let me ask you another quick question. Economics, chemistry. Okay, great. So let me ask you another quick question. How many of you are, okay, we have got actual doctor also with us. That's great. Dr. Ravi said. I'm very always, whenever I meet a actual real doctor, I feel very happy. So Dr. Ravi Seth is from dentistry background, management, agriculture. Raju sir is from agriculture, physiotherapy. Okay, that's great. Dr. Snigdha Tiwari ma'am, she's from physiotherapy. Okay, that's great. English and communication, audiology. Oh, great. What a diverse background of my colleagues I have got with me today. That's really great. I'm really sorry. I've got some throat issues. I'm not keeping well with my throat. So please bear with me for some time. Management, chemistry. Okay. So, okay. Mathematics. Are great, sir. Huge respect to you. Okay. I know how mathematics has treated me when I was growing up. So, but sir, and I believe, but sir, that you are a PhD in mathematics. So huge respect. Okay, for all the difficulties that I faced. Okay, civil engineering. Okay, that's great, sir. Mukul sir, great. Okay, so how many of you have actually used a case study? So another, good hands raised, amount of hands raised, 13, 15 hands raised. Okay. Language, okay. Archana ma'am is from language background. Okay. So I've got a good number of hand raised in as far as the case studies are concerned. So that's great. So that means, as I told you. So, okay, Rakhi Jain ma'am again is from mathematics. That's great. And, I've got people who actually have used a case study. That's great. That's great. So that means, that's what I said. I won't, dealing into any theories regarding case studies, because we all, all my respected colleagues who are here from a very diverse background, we all understand that how a case study is, how a case study actually works. So what I would be essentially doing it, I would be, trying to share with you some of my experiences with the cases. Okay. And then obviously I would, I would be involving you also, that I would be involving you also, that if you can share some of your experiences of the case. One second, just a second. Okay, so my screen is visible to you, yes? And am I audible too?
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much. So we start with, let me talk to you on a very simple idea that this is what I would be largely talking about. As I said, good practices can come from anywhere. So we all would be, sharing our own experiences. So that's how we would be building up this story tonight. So what essentially is a case? So essentially, I believe that a case would, help you. That create a stimulation. Okay, in many of my colleagues said that they have hand raised their hand that uh, they have dealt with a case earlier, or they have actually dealt with a case in the class. So essentially, what we do, we try to simulate uh, the real life situation in say in a classroom. So we try and create that simulation from the student's perspective, that if you would have been in this position, what would you do? See, in any walk of life, irrespective of management or social sciences, in any walk of life, essentially the most critical idea to any manager or any person per se is to take a decision. That's what I believe. And so, like say, we have got Dr. Seth, if I may refer to, he's a dentist. Okay, so you have to take a decision based on, say, certain medical inputs, or seeing onto the condition of the patient. Okay, so essentially, in whatever capacity we are, as a teacher, as an individual, as say as a professional, whatever we are, whatever role we are playing, even at our homes also, we have to essentially take a decision. Those decision making abilities would essentially require us to think critically. Okay, so you have to look at both the right and the left. So you have to look at the problem from all dimensions, and that's what I keep telling to all my management graduates, that after studying so much, if you fail essentially to develop a critical thinking idea, you have to look it from both the angles. What is the plus, what is the minus, and then probably take a decision, because that's how in practical life we do. So essentially, we understand that there is one limitation in the case, that sometimes the cases may not present you all the variables that may impact a real life decision making. See, in real life, many decisions can change because the number of variable input in the situation are more. But in in a Shiv Kumar sir, you have raised your hand. Okay, fair enough. So so what happens that I could have run the slide by using F5, gentlemen. I surely would have done, but then that would disrupt the entire. I would be speaking at some other speed, and the slide would be coming at some other speed. I have tried it already, so probably I could have done that. So is it visible to you?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So so what happens that essentially we need to give that simulation to our students, that how as an individual you can take a decision. Okay, obviously, if you involve more variables, the length of case would increase. If you involve simpler things, if you involve less variables, then number of the length of cases would decrease. So let me give you an opening example. Okay, listen to this situation very carefully. Okay, and then at some point of time, I would be asking you some question regarding this. My idea is that I'm trying to give to you today is that it is not essentially that the length of the case which decides decides with the parameter. I'm really sorry to use these words. Some of my colleagues are so obsessed with a large case, or a lengthy case, that they forget that beauty of that. Your idea is to stimulate the young brains to think. That's it. Okay, and think in a different direction, or think in the direction, or maybe say an application of a theory. So discussion generation, or even say, even when we are trying to stimulate, that can be generated even through a very small case or a situation also. I give an example. Okay, I give you two examples back to back, and then I would be asking a question from you. Okay, so listen to this situation number one very carefully. There is a factory. Okay, now when this factory was established, this was away from the so-called city premises. Okay, now what happened? Slowly the factory grew in size, so many things cropped up, the townships cropped up, many things cropped up nearby the factory. And despite of the fact that obviously in those townships you have got the people who are employed by the factory and from the city also. Vinayji, can you please keep yourself on mute? Thank you. So, this factory, which employs otherwise people from city also. So what essentially would happen that, so you got the case? I hope you are able to understand. I repeat the case. There is a factory which is set in the outskirts of the city. When it was actually established, over a period of time, the factory also grew. This factory employs people from the city also. Now, people have come closer to that factory. There are townships near the factory, and there is a residential setup near the factory. Okay. Now, this factory tries and uses one of the best possible technologies to reduce the pollution. Okay, but undoubtedly there would be some pollution in one or the other way. Now, the residents of that township, which are close to the factory, have actually moved to the court to ask the court to, that if the factory cannot deploy further measures to control the pollution, it should be shut down. I hope my point is clear to you. If the factory, yes, please.
Sorry to interrupt you, sir. Actually, your slides are not moving. They are stuck at title of case studies.
Ma'am, I'm dealing with that only. I'm narrating a case.
Okay, fine.
Okay. So, this factory, so I repeat, people, the people of those residents or those residents of the colony, they have moved to the courts stating that, this factory is polluting. Either ask the factory to clean the pollution or reduce the pollution or shut it down. Okay. Here comes my question to you. If you are the judge to decide on this, what factors would you consider in deciding on, or what decision you would take, and what factors you would consider in taking a decision on this? Got my point? Okay, so I don't want you to rush into any decision or give me an answer. My point that I was trying to tell to you is that there can be even small cases, okay, that can actually generate discussions. And that's what leads us to this idea that there can be different types of cases that you can actually look at. You have got close-ended cases in which there is a case, there would be multiple paragraphs, and then there would be questions at the end. In most of the times, this students would take this case as unseen paragraph types. Okay. Then there are open-ended cases. Usually, if you refer to Harvard or any Ivy School leaks, they would be mostly open-ended in nature. So these open-ended cases would be, that is where where you have to actually identify the issues. Then you can have a case which can be running through multiple paragraphs or pages, and then, as I told you, I just narrated a case led to you, a short, small, sweet case. There can be a success story or a failure story, especially if you are teaching entrepreneurship at any given point of time. If you are talking entrepreneurship to students, I would strongly recommend these two types of cases to you, success or failure. And I personally believe that failures would teach you better than the success stories. You can have functional area specific, like we have people from pharmacy, we have people from dentistry, language, then architects, engineering. So even in management, you can have people, you can have cases related only to, say, human resources, marketing, any specialized field. Okay. So that can be a functional specific area, or that can be a multiple area specific, that can be a comprehensive thing. So, you can talk about various ideas onto it. So usually in a strategic management cases, you would find that there could be a multiple or multifunctional aspects are involved. The problem may not be only due to problem in one specific area, but it can be problems due to other ideas as well. Written cases, we generally use this, or as I said, narration cases. Okay, let me, ask you second question. Have you ever dealt with a video case? Anyone? Have you ever dealt a video case? Yes, no? Shiv Kumar sir and Raju sir, your hands are raised. So you have something to contribute, or you want to ask me something, please? Okay. Tarak Mandal sir says yes. Tarak sir, would you like to elaborate, please?
Sorry, sir. That yes, I told earlier that am I audible or not that time?
Okay, I'm really sorry. Okay. Okay. So most of people have hand downs, no issues. Let me give an idea to this. What a video case can do for you, or how you can create a video case of it. Okay. Let me give you the first idea. Okay, how we can actually create a video case. Again, depending on the subject, what happens that, like I said, there are many documentaries. Okay, if you come from an engineering background, since many of my respected colleagues are from an engineering background, so you can have a mega structure is one. I saw someone writing civil. So you have got that mega structures, which is relied on, says discovery, or otherwise also there are hundreds of documentaries which are available on YouTube and various other channels which talk about various ideas, various problems. Okay. I'm sure people who come from a communication background or psychology background would have enough of this such type of videos and things. So you can actually create a audio visual type of thing. But this is my personal experience, that don't get into a very lengthy type of things. Please don't do that. Okay, that they become actually a monologues. They don't create let me give you an example. Have you ever done a course from Coursera or something like that? Okay. Shubha
Yes.
ma'am has raised the hand. Yes. Okay. Urvashi ma'am says yes. So you might have watched those smaller videos. Okay. Balu sir, you have raised your hand. You want to add something, Balu sir? Okay, you watched on Discovery Channel. So, Coursera would give you, like say, small videos, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 4 minutes video. Their videos are not beyond, they don't have elongated videos. Nobody watches those. Okay. Or I give you another idea. Movies, okay, are, are a next source of ideas. Like, let me give you an idea. Various movies can be used to showcase different ideas in different aspects, and not the complete movie. Please don't use the complete movie. Even today's generation forget about anything. They don't read a WhatsApp message which says read more. Okay, so forget about them. We have moved from an era where we used to have test matches, two ODIs, two things. And I was, just recollecting on that idea that, we have actually moved on to shorts. Okay, those, Three Idiot is one of it. So there are plethora of movies, Hindi, English, you name it. Even in your regional movies also, you would find actually very meaningful movies. Many of these movies who go on to not very popular category, but those movies who go on to win, say, Oscars or those national or international awards. They are very meaningfully made. Okay, so what you can do is that you can pick up some, video editors are almost freely available to everyone. So pick up some shots from them, integrate into your, that thing, and then do it as a case. That can be idea number one. Idea number two, I share with you. I had almost a 16-page cases on, Godrej Chotu. We were talking about that, how strategies could be different. So what we were discussing about, that there was a refrigerator known as Chotu, okay, by Godrej. That means a small one. Okay, Chotu in English would mean a small refrigerator. That was primarily targeted towards the rural audience. And then you have got Mitti Cool. You can Google it also. You have got Mitti Cool, MITTICOOL, Mitti Cool. So that's a indigenously made refrigerator. I'm not getting into the details of who started with the company. That's a company from Gujarat. Now this man, he lost almost everything in the earthquake of Kutch. If you remember, Bhuj, when it hit the earthquake, it caused a huge disaster. And then from there onwards, he moved on to create this idea of indigenous refrigerator, which even don't require electricity. So what I did was I found a small video ad type or a documentary type made on Chotu or this Godrej small refrigerator. Okay, so this I showed it to the students. Then I gave them some final points regarding Mitti Cool also, and then we went on to discuss the idea. See, our point as a teacher is that that we should be able to generate some discussion in the class. We should be able to pass on our point that we are trying to pass on. So it may not be essentially that we continue to follow those traditional written case study methods only. We can always have a combination of written and video case, if not exclusively a video case. Okay, you can pick up some scenes from the movie and then you can relate it to your topic. Okay, plus please only caution in this idea is that don't make it a fun. Okay, so it should not be only appearing that it's just that the people are having fun around. Okay, chalo sir ki class, and then we would see videos. Okay, so don't overuse any of these methods. Okay, so there are you can look out from a very different idea. You can look out from a very different perspective. BMW say they advertised it for the first time, that they have used that that how it can actually steer. You can the power of steering, and they have used it through say an ad that was based on a ship. Okay, a long ship. And what's that ad on that thing? So you can use that as to show that how power of creativity, how does that how differently they have thought about this idea. So that's hardly a 1.5 minute ad that is actually created onto that. So that's what I'm saying. Use it as and when you feel that okay, this can be something which which can give this concept better to the student. Okay, so maybe like say Patil Saab is saying that you have watched what Bhopal gas strategy related documentary. Okay, so whichever subject you teach, see that if you can if that thing can make you can make a use of it. Okay, if at all. So you're talking about disaster management, or you're talking about industrial safety, anything like that. Okay, So you can always, you can always give them a picture of that thing. Okay? So that can, that becomes more appealing to the student rather than just a plain simple case. So we can always, put in our own creativity of dealing with that thing. And the final obviously is that a problem solution type of a case. So that means you present the part one of this, and the part one of this would be like a problem. Okay, let the students go through the problem, generate the discussion, talk about it, and then go on to give them the next idea. Once you feel that it has been sufficiently discussed, give them the part two. The part two essentially talks about the solution. Okay, solution of the case, that okay, this is what and this is how it was actually solved. I hope you are able to get my point. The part one actually gives you a problem, so stay with part one. That okay, now tell me that what a CEO should do. Say for example, then they would discuss on that what can be done, what this can do, what that can do, so and then give them a solution that okay, this is what exactly the CEO has done. You won't find many case studies which can offer you the problem solution type. Not all case studies would do that, but yes, there are some case studies that would give you a part one, part two type. So the part two will tell the students that how much their thinking was in line, or that they were in line with discussion with the cases. Okay, so that would give them an idea, or that would give them a reconfirmation. Okay, um, we have experimented other ideas also in cases, just to give you a problem solution. What we have done two things. One is that we have picked up a real life problem from say a budding entrepreneur, okay, and went on to give it to the class. That okay, if the entrepreneur wants it to be disguised type of things, we keep it disguised. We don't open that thing. So we give them an idea that okay, this is an entrepreneur. He's trying to come up with this product, and these are the issues that he is facing. So according to you, what can be a probable solution, that how we can overcome those issues? So then now I come on to these two variations. One is that they tell you the solution, you generate discussion, they tell you the solution, you go back and feed it to the entrepreneur. Okay, let the entrepreneur try the solution. If at all he or she likes the solution, so let them try the solution. They might have some other feedback for the students, come back and tell them this feedback. Okay, this is what I have done in one of my entrepreneurship classes. The next idea is that we have invited the entrepreneur on the class, and let the students have this discussion. Okay, we narrate the case on the behalf of entrepreneur, and then the students give the solution, the entrepreneur is listening. Okay, and then he joins in the discussion and tells the student that how exactly he faced this challenge, and how exactly he overcome this challenge. Okay, so he would have students would have the first hand feedback type of things. So students when then they went on to ask further questions from the entrepreneur himself. Okay, then what was this, how was this, how you did it, now how many years did it take you? So many questions can spring up when the live discussion is on. Okay, so my point that I'm trying to tell you is that try and use, based on the subject that you are teaching. Okay, I'm not suggesting any format to you. What I'm trying to suggest to you is that based on the subject that you are teaching, try and incorporate as many formats as you can. Give them some lengthy cases, give them some small cases which can run only 4 lines. Okay, cases which can be of huge length types. Like say if you are teaching ethics, okay, I give you a problem. Listen to this problem carefully. Okay, that generally there is a rule in office that you cannot carry you provide stationery to be used in the office, and generally it's a rule that you cannot carry the stationery back at your place. Okay, that like say if your office has given you a pencil, it is supposed that you are using this pencil only for office work, not for your personal work. You cannot carry back and gift it to your kids back at home. So that's that's required also, and that's as per the policy also. You find that two of your employees are, they carried some office stationery back at their place, which included pencil, sharpener, and eraser, and other such stuff. What would you do? Do you feel that it's any breach of ethics, breach of policy? And if yes, what would you do? Most of you would be like, that we would talk to the employee that this is not that. I hope you are getting my point. Yes? My point is clear to you? Okay. So, Nupamaji, tell me, what would you do in this case? What would you do of these two employees who carried back the stationery?
Hello.
Yes, please. Please go ahead, ma'am. Okay. So you will provide them with another pack of stationery, but only once. Okay. Don't you think that this would become habit for everyone else, that once I carry back this thing, okay, my boss would provide me another one? Okay, so I hope my point is taken. Okay. Neha Karnik ma'am has raised the hand. Yes, please.
Yes, sir. What I can do is, I can tell that person that you now sponsor for a stationery for a week. This can act as a deterrent.
Okay.
I will tell the next person that he will not, he or she will not do it.
So now, ma'am, my question is that, do you believe that even in such smaller situations, these 2-3 line situations can create a discussion in the class?
Of course.
Okay, that's what my point is. That don't only rely on a longer cases, or because I will be coming on to that thing, that many of my colleagues, they face this problem as to, even if you give them a long case, they would no issues. Anupama, no issues on that. Many of my colleagues talk about this problem that I always generally face this problem that if I give the cases to students, either they won't turn up, or they would forget the case at home. Even if they turn up, they would say that, sorry, मैं पढ़ के नहीं आ पाया. I would did not come reading the cases. You would give some or the other excuses. How should I deal with the case? What have been your experiences? Do students make any excuses with you? No, all of them are good. Yes. Okay. So I believe almost all of us face such problems. Okay. So any innovative idea that you have done with them? So you give them 15 minutes time in class. Great. Okay. That's good. Anyone else? Have you tried anything more? Storytelling. Okay. Good. Momita ma'am, you have raised your hand.
I will surely make them what are the moral ethics and all. I will give them a topic and I will encourage them to discuss in group discussions, especially.
Okay. Great. Hmm. I can offer you 2 or 3 make characters out of case. That's great. That's great. Apurva ma'am. Anyone else would like to contribute? Any innovative way or any other method that you have figured out? I will give them real life situation. Okay.
Sir, group discussion.
A
Group discussion.
Okay,
Sir,
Archana
chart
ma'am.
paper activity. Visual
Ye-
chart paper activity.
Okay, that's great. That's great. Workplace scenarios. Deep Lakshmi ma'am says workplace. That's great. Okay. So at times role plays. Okay. See, at times what happens that you have given them a case and they don't come prepared with the case. Okay. There are two things. Yeah, Lata ma'am wants to add something.
Hello, sir. Hello.
Yes, Lata
Hello.
ma'am.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
Lata
Good
ma'am.
evening, sir.
Good evening,
Sir,
ma'am.
my method is I used to send video in advance to students, and
Okay.
they have to listen that video. Afterwards, I'll take class for that
Okay.
topic.
Okay. Okay.
That
That's
is the
great.
one way I used to follow in my class.
Okay. Great. Great. Brainstorming sessions. Manju ma'am says. Okay. That's great. So we all have tried our own ways and means and methods to deal with such issues. Okay. Rupa Devi ma'am wants to add something.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, ma'am.
Think, pair, and share, sir. One more activity we add to in our daily routine, sir. Whenever we teach,
Mm-hmm.
so we are making pair. I mean, group wise in a table.
Great.
To
That's
yes,
absolutely
and
great.
yes, 5 minutes time will be given, sir. They'll be
Great.
thinking about that particular topic, and they'll be sharing
Mm-hmm.
among them their classmates like that.
That would be
Think,
great.
pair, and share.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Great. Absolutely good. Shivanand sir, Dr. Shivanand sir has raised the hand if I'm not wrong.
Yes, sir. I could say that as you told in the class, there will be some students who will be reading daily basis, and some students may not be coming with a preparation.
Absolutely,
So
sir.
at that time, what I would do that I will divide the students in a two part: those who are regularly reading and those students are not preparing well. So what I do, I make a separate group. In that group, I mix those students who are not doing the daily basis homework or whatever, and I will lead them to be make it as a team member and discuss with them, sit with them whenever he or she is free. And later on, I will ask the same students in a particular group to lead the session further or lead the session in a daily basis. So that will make the students who is not preparing daily basis, and they will get some kind of responsibility, and they will definitely have a learning
Experience.
greediness. So
Yeah.
that I can use in my study. Yeah.
Great. That's good. As I said, all of my respected colleagues, they are doing absolutely great things. So what have been my experiences? 2 or 3 quickly on them. One, let the students derive the learning, don't deliver the learning. Okay, let students work towards that they actually derive the learning out of it. Let them earn that thing. Don't deliver everything to them. So that is one thing. As a faculty, I sincerely believe that it's our job to to help the students with in all the possible good ways that we can, but also we have to see that we are not if the students are not being spoon fed types. Okay. So generally you would find that a group method of things or a smaller case to be dealt then and there itself, a larger case, as ma'am somebody was mentioning, that you give them in advance and ask them to become coming prepared out of it. So you can look out for your own way, the way in which you find that, and this way can be different for different cohorts. Okay, like say for one batch a certain way would work more, but for the other batch they would not, they would give you a very cold response. So probably another method or a different type of a strategy would work. But essentially it's my it's my request to all my colleagues Please don't use case study as a replacement to the lecture. I'm not prepared with my lecture today, so what I would do, I would give them a case study. I've seen that actually happening, okay? And hence, I'm requesting this to you that please don't take a case study as a replacement. Don't take as a replacement to a lecture. Plan the case studies, plan the things. Okay, I do understand that working in a private sector job, there are n number of pressures on every one of us. Okay, but whatever the case may be, see, this is our primary, what should I say, this is our primary responsibility is our students. So please take out some time, be innovative on that thing, plan the case studies. Okay, that, oh no, after this I would give them a case study like this and this, if possible. If possible, please pick up those cases well in advances. Okay, so that would be of a great help to you also and to your student also, that the preparation that we do, and then with every other batch try and change some of the cases. If not, then at least try and change some of the cases. Okay, so I'm not getting into details of this thing. I would, we would be running out of time. I don't want to take up much of your time onto that thing. These are some of the general sources that I have mentioned. Okay, wherein you can register yourself or get on to get first-hand experiences with the cases. Okay, uh, there are websites which offer you free type of cases. Say if you have got, and you can create an educator account on Harvard Business School, that access is free. Okay, but the only idea is that the minimum length of a Harvard case or a case published on Harvard would not be less than 6 pages, along with the exhibits and everything, and then it can run through several pages. So not all students and not all courses would be would have that luxury of getting on to 28 pages cases. Nobody reads it, please. Okay, so what you can do is that you can pick up a case, works on it, and then cut short the length of the case maybe into 2 or 3 pages and then give it to students. So that would need our inputs to that thing. Okay, so and so there can be various types of, there are e-cases which are available, there are video cases which are available. Okay, and what you can do is that you can write your own case study. Okay, I would not get into the detail of it, but I would just give you a brief idea onto this thing. As I told you, we would be running out of time. So how you can, I would just give a brief idea as to how you can write your own case study. Okay, this idea I'm giving you as a case writer also, and as as being associated with some of the case journals as on their editorial board and reviewer also. So this is how I would be giving you a brief idea of that. Sometimes your own experiences, okay, that can make a good case. But remember, when you are trying to talk as your own experiences, the most common thing that may actually flow in is your own biasness. Okay, like say for example, I give you an example to this. Say that you worked in a certain college or you worked in a certain company. Now you are left that company and you joined another college or another company. Now you are wanting to write a case on that previous college or previous company, and you are trying to narrate this thing that your bosses were not good, this was not good, that was not good, something like that. Things that you perceived were not good. Please understand this thing. They may not have been the actual situation. Okay. So one thing, if you are using a name of the company in writing a case, two things I would suggest. One, rather, let me give you three suggestions onto this. First, almost all case publishing houses, they have got their own format of requirements, that they would need a case in such and such format, and almost all of them need a teaching note, okay, along with the case. So first, go through the format. If you actually want to write a real case on some real company, okay, then go and get on with the company. Give them this format, that this is the information that I would be needing. Tell them that this case would be published online or offline or both the ways. And then go ahead with, only then once they approve every idea of yours, then only go ahead and collect that information. Okay, now this information can be primary. You can look forward to an interview session with people, or your own ways and methods of doing it. Okay, maybe if you want, you can float a questionnaire too. Okay, but essentially an interview would help you better. So having done this, what else you can do is that once you are done with almost, once you are prepared with the case, then send the copy of the case to the person so that he or she may go through it, so incorporate the suggested changes from the person, and ask them for an explicit permission that if you would be publishing these cases, or you would be sending this case for a publication. Okay, so do you want is the company okay with using the name, or does they want it to be alias? Okay, so that means they want a cover name, that ABC Limited, or say ADC Limited, whatever the case may be. Okay, so some journals will need that you can send them the original name, and along with that the alias name also. Okay, that the company does not want this, so the alias name would be used, this one. Okay, and some journals may need that thing, okay, that you publish it with a permission. So they would need a formal either a permission email or a permission letter from the company stating that we don't have any problem if this case study is published. Okay, so some actually may need this thing also, and it's always safe on your side also to get such a letter or such an email communication that it's there, it's okay to go ahead with the case. Okay, so please do that. And I would suggest you one more way. See, I believe there are 105 104 people listening to me. Okay, out of 107, obviously some of me except me and my RFI team, I would suggest you that why don't you team up? Okay, say from different places, I have got people from different places, so maybe finding common interest, you team up with from people, get your own case book. Okay, if you feel that say there is a lack of cases, or there is a dearth of certain cases, say in engineering, say in education, say in pharmacy, say in medicine, say in management, whatever the case, do you find that okay, in management, say there are very long cases, but there is less of this thing. So not only Apurva ma'am, collaborative case writing, but I would suggest that bring your own book. Okay, get it published. There are many good publication houses that would be more than happy to publish your book. Okay, so say collect this collect from say cases from your friends. So like say Apurva ma'am, you reside at A place, I may reside at B place. So I would float this idea to my people and my colleague, my network, so I can get you say 3 or 4 cases. You got another 3 or 4 cases. So we made say together we made up some 10-12 cases. Okay, and on a certain topic, say management, or on diverse fields. Okay, but I would strongly suggest you stay back on one idea. Okay, say management. So do it and get it published, so that in that way you won't be only helping yourself, but you would be helping your colleagues also. Okay, all the colleagues who are attending this workshop, or this entire network would be thankful to you, that if you can do something like that. Okay, like or say even like ICMR publishers, they are entirely based on secondary data. Whatever the information has been there made public in the available in the public domain, so they make up a case right from say for example failure of one ABC company. Okay, so they would collect the data on entirely on this ABC company from all the public sources, mention that in your reference, write a complete case study, and you can do this way also. Even if you are not planning a book of your own, but at least you can write a case like this and send it for a publication. So that would add even to your API scores. So my point telling is that rather than looking forward to that somebody else would help you in that thing, why don't we start helping not only us but others also? Tomorrow maybe your cases being referred by all of us would be a matter of joy and pleasure for you also and for us also. The ease that we are helping our colleagues with you find a better case study, so that would be great. So like say you are connected with that RFI, you are connected with us through RFI network. So obviously you can ask even you can float that case into your into this group also, that okay, this is the case I have written. So if my colleagues want to use it, please go ahead and use this. Okay. So this is just an example that I'm trying to give it to you, that probably we all would be needing cases one or the other way, or maybe sharing your own good practices in this group, maybe sharing your own good practices, that okay, today this was done and this was the video case available to me. So maybe do look out for different things, look out for various situations, and I'm sure every one of us is going to get benefited out of it. So that's all from my side. If you have got any questions, I'm on dot on time. So if you have got any questions or anything, probably feel free to contribute.
Participants, the platform is open. If you have any queries, please go ahead.
Any questions, any queries, any suggestions, anything that you would like to contribute, please feel free to contribute. Else, Neha ma'am, we can obviously, if you can please share some research articles to read. Dipti ma'am, this is relating to which type of research articles are you looking forward to? Case study based. Okay, sure. I would definitely. Okay, let me tell you one simple thing. I was yesterday reading a blog from Harvard Business School, which talked about an idea that how Hollywood movies inspired cases. Okay, so I would just share in another 2 minutes, and then probably meanwhile, if you want to ask some question, you can. So say for example, you know, uh, like in a movie, if you are writing a case study, so the blog went on to say that this was essentially an article. Uh, so it went on to say that, like in a Hollywood movie, you essentially what you do, you create and you unfold that a drama unfolds. There is a there are situations, then there are characters which are introduced. So similarly, you should also pick up a pace in a case. Even a movie or movies can actually inspire the scripts in movies can actually inspire your writing case. It should have a bit of drama, it should have a bit of suspense, but don't make it too suspensive, okay, that people are chasing actually for that thing. So don't make it that suspensive, but yes, at least some drama, some suspense, so that the reader finds it quite interesting to read. Probably develop next time you are thinking about developing a case, do keep that in mind, that maybe some amount of good novel or movies that you might have heard, read or seen, should inspire your also scripting of a case. So that's all from my side. Anything that you want?
Hi, sir. This is Dr. Yashri Dubey.
Yes, ma'am. Please go ahead.
Yes, your session was very insightful, though unfortunately I was able to attend it in parts and pieces as I was traveling.
Okay.
In our university, we have been asked to guide our students, MBS final year students, in respect of this case studies only. So my question is like, you said now for primary data, we need to take the permission of companies, right?
Absolutely. Yes.
So if that is not possible in on regards to secondary data, what could be the possible ways, sir?
Ma'am, see, let's say I give you an example. Ma'am, which background you come from?
So I'm from management, sir, and I'm
That's
from
great.
Sri Bala University, sir.
Which university, ma'am?
Sri Balaji University, sir, Pune.
Okay, Pune. That's great.
Yes.
That's great. Ma'am, say for example, I give you an idea to think over.
Yes.
Think over the idea of Indian aerospace market. Okay, that you have got a wider market. One, second, the affordability is very high.
Okay.
The affordability over a period of time has increased. Okay. There are young people. Since you come from Pune, you understand this. that youngsters from Pune who earns a good amount of salary in IT companies, they are villa type people, singles usually flying, so they can afford flying also.
Okay.
Okay,
Yes, right.
so you have got a wide majority of consumers. So a person who can afford a first class of a railway or a higher second class of railways can also afford a flight. Yes.
Right, sir.
So this is one the consumption side, which is very attractive. Okay, so that means there is a demand.
Mm-hmm.
Now look into the supply side of this thing. Okay, and then you would find that there are there are failures one after the other. Kingfisher failed, then Deccan Airways failed, then Sahara went off. So there are failures in Indian aerospace market. Okay,
Right.
so think over this thing, that how as a sector, can you write something on this sector, that students are compelled to understand that if there is a demand, and if it is very positive, why the supply side is weak, or why the supply side is suffering maybe. Okay, so
Okay.
maybe think on all those dimensions. This has been published. Okay, this has been widely published into many things. So what you can do, ma'am, you can just collect it from those areas. Okay,
Okay.
and then get it in the form of a case.
Right, sir. That's a new perspective, sir. Surely I'll add, sir. Thank you so much.
In anything like that, in any sector can be, in any sector can be of that thing, that if some sector is doing very good over the years, that what has compelled that thing, say, for what has compelled that sector to do good, or what has been, say, for example, what has been the policy initiative of government, what has been this, what has been that. So even like say yesterday, ma'am, even from the pestle point of view, you can take this case in from a pestle point of view, the Indian
Right.
aerospace market. So that can be obviously benefiting.
Great, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Looking forward to attending more sessions, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much. So kind of you.
Sir, good
Y-
evening,
y-
sir.
Yes, Archana, ma'am. Good evening.
Yes, my name is Dr. Archana, sir. I'm from Bangalore.
Yes, ma'am.
Language background, sir. I'm
Okay.
submitted PhD and doctorate about psychology in
Okay.
novels.
Psychology in novels.
Novels.
Okay.
Triveni is one of the most popular novelist in Kannada. She
Okay.
is in.
Okay.
She is at 1870 to 1940 that area,
Okay.
and
That's
she her work is very interesting about the psychological concepts. And in that case, I have prepared uh, my thesis. In that novels, I found out so many contents like case history.
great.
One case history. How to in this type of case history, how to develop a novel theories. I as a language teacher, as a language background, I am not satisfied that case history level and that her what that experience about all case histories and different problems like main characters of the novels. So I want some literature backgrounds in that novel. How we prepare a research paper, it's not beyond that what we are telling case history, that I want purely in a what that, research paper. It involves psychological theories and avoid the case history types. How can we write?
Okay. So to the best I can gather from your the description that you gave me. Say for example, Triveni ma'am might have written, say for example, one of her novel would be touching certain psychological ideas. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So what you can do is that you can pick up that psychological idea. Okay. And then interrelate, or create an woven idea along with the examples from Triveni ma'am. I hope
Yes.
I hope you're getting my point. Okay.
Yes,
You
sir.
know, you pick up one or two psychological ideas. Don't pick up many theories. You know, that would confuse readers. Pick up one or
Okay.
two prominent theories, and then give, you know, that from this novel, that, you know, you are picking up this things, or you are narrating that ideas which are interwoven into, as an example, into this thing. Okay.
Okay.
So that is part one of the story, ma'am. Part two of the story is that, which is more important than the part one. But essentially, you want the students or a reader to learn from this case. Because when you would
Yes.
be writing a teaching note, they would be essentially you have to essentially write that what is that which is contributing. Okay, what is that which is contributory? Which field you feel that you know, this case can be used into. I'm getting my
Yes.
point. I cannot simply
Yeah,
say
sir. Yeah, I
literature.
get it.
Okay,
Yeah.
I cannot simply say literature. You can use it in literature. No, that would be a very
Yes.
vast field to use. But
Yeah.
if I come from a literature side, I'm just beginning a career in literature. So I should have
Okay.
some idea onto that thing, that okay, which field exactly, or which instance, or which theories while teaching literature, I can use this as a case. Okay.
Yes.
So
Okay.
please, you know, keep those one or two objectives in mind. While you are
Yeah.
writing a case, you cannot have more than, I do not, you know, I do not agree on to a thing that you can have more than 2 or 3 objectives onto the case. Have a limited
Yeah.
objectives onto the case, and then give it, because then the learner and the teacher both would benefit from the case.
Yes. Okay, sir. Okay. Thank you so much.
Welcome, ma'am. Yes. Anyone else? Okay. Yes, Vipul sir has raised the hand. Please go ahead, sir.
Thank you, sir, for giving me a chance. I mentioned a suggestion, or you may say question, in the chat box. Please,
Okay, something faculty
could
should
you please
collaborate with corporate
understand?
for study and deliver that to students for experience real life situation, and to know what a company needs students to study. Yes, why not, sir? People, sir, I have, in fact, you know, I have developed a case study on a profit center, uh, and through this, I used as the senior vice president has given me the inputs on that thing. Okay. So I've mixed that idea. The basic idea is of a profit center, and then the entire rest of the inputs are given by a senior vice president. And this is the case which is
Okay.
which is published also. Yes, why not? You know, the companies can obviously do that. But Vipul sir, the bridging idea would be given by the faculty. Okay, the faculty has to actually
Yes,
bridge that
sir.
idea. And even Vipul sir,
I'm
on
getting
that,
your point.
let me add on to you. Let me add on to you, Vipul sir. Even
Yes, sir.
we find that you know many of our students go for, say, summer internship, or other types of corporate programs, okay, or corporate immersion things. My idea to you is that when they come back with a report onto that thing, do something of that report and get it published, either in a form of a research article or in a form of a case study, if you want to pick up from that idea, including the name, the name of the student also, and obviously the things would remain the same, uh, with permission from the corporate. Okay. Yes. Anything further, Vipul sir, you would like to add
Yes,
on
sir.
to this? Yes, please go ahead. Please go ahead. Please go ahead.
Yes, sir.
Vipul sir, we are
Actually,
missing on your voice.
while I'm sorry.
I'm really sorry, Vipul sir, we are missing on your voice. If you can please
Okay,
check
sorry,
your
sir.
connectivity.
Are you?
Yeah, you're
Am
audible
I
now.
audible
Please go
now,
ahead,
sir?
sir. Yes, please go ahead, sir.
Yes, sir. Actually, I'm finding something that
Yes.
while taking the syllabus of curriculum we have is
Okay.
far different from the corporate really needs this time. And the summer internship the students are getting, that students are not really perform the summer internship in a proper way. They arrange some summer internship from a cyber cafe, cyber cafe, or any
True, true,
institution like
true, true, true,
publishing house, and
true, true.
this is not the way. I have checked so many summer internship programs
Hirak Gupta sir, can you please mute yourself? Hirak Gupta sir, can you please mute yourself? Organizer, can you please mute Hirak sir? I believe it has been accidentally been set on.
Gupta
না
sir,
আমি সুজয় অ্যাকশনের কথা বলছি না তো, আমি
Gupta
এটাই
sir.
বলছি ও দুরকম কথাটা।
Okay, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Yes, Vipul sir.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Anyone, any other question or any other thing to add? Lata ma'am, yes, please go ahead.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you for this wonderful session.
Thank you,
Sir,
ma'am. Thank you very much.
I'm teaching economics, sir. In
Okay, ma'am.
economics, how this case study method can be used? Please give us one or two examples.
Yes,
For
Vipul sir,
interruption.
you want
Sorry
to
for
say something
interruption,
more?
ma'am.
Hello, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I'm teaching economics, sir. In
Excuse me,
economics,
ma'am.
how this case study method can be used, sir?
Okay, Vipul sir, you
Please
want to
give
add
me one
something
or
more?
two examples.
Hello.
Yes, Vipul sir,
Excuse me,
you want to add
may I
something more?
May I complete first? Sorry for
Yes.
interruption. Sorry, ma'am. Actually, I checked 10 to 12 summer internship report of students, but I didn't find any report in a proper way, in a proper sequence or proper, you can say the proper format. And I didn't find anything valuable from the reports. First thing I noticed that students are not interested to perform or complete a summer internship program for 2 months, 3 months, or 6 months, and they just try to arrange the summer internship.
Agreed. That's it.
So how can we solve this problem, or how can we motivate students to perform a summer internship program well? Thank you,
Okay.
sir. This is from me.
Okay, great. I have got one, I believe one person as Nathar Shah. Are you there?
Yes, sir, I'm here.
Vipul sir, you are you are not in the name of Nathar Shah. There is some person in the group named as Nathar Shah. Nathar. So are you still available there? Okay, so if I can, if I can reach out to you, then please. Okay. So Lata ma'am, answering your question first, and then Vipul sir, I would address to your question also, based on my experience of this thing. Lata ma'am, see, economics, it deals with various ideas of consumption. It deals with ideas of demand, supply. There are huge. It can relate right from everyday problems to problems of marginal utilities to anywhere. Okay, so there have been cases. There are already published cases which gives you an idea that as to how the supply, demand, and the pricing would be affected. How the companies have controlled that idea. How a general consumption would set on to, or that how general consumption set on to, like say all good companies, ma'am, have economists. Okay, you talk about Aditya Birla, you talk about Reliance, they have their own economists which have got their own idea of prediction, not only of predicting but their own idea of economics. Okay, almost all good banks have their own economists. Okay. So what did economists sit and do with them? They would be tracking the performance of economy over a period of time. Okay. And based on that, read their articles, ma'am. That would be very insightful for you, and that would give you an idea as to that how these companies are actually using economics in their business,
Yes, sir.
everyday business problem. Okay.
Oh, okay, sir. Okay,
And
sir.
from there, you can pick up some cases of the companies who have actually did something onto that thing. So that can obviously help you that way.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Before sir coming back to thank you, ma'am. Before sir coming back to your question, I would be addressing it very quickly and very shortly because it's already 7:20. I believe some of my colleagues would have something to do. Before sir, there are 2 or 3 ways in which you can actually deal with this issue. Okay. See, at times our hands are tied out. I would be very open on that idea that at times our hands are tied out with the type of system that we work in. Okay, I'm not blaming any system per se, please. Okay, but at times we find out ourselves tied up because of the system, because if we want to implement something, but you know management won't allow us to do, or the university won't allow us to do, or someone else won't allow us to do, and obviously the students they take it very lightly, or they don't take it other ways. Having said all these things, only 2 things I would suggest to you. Vipul sir, first thing is that try and motivate students as much as possible, giving them live examples, and especially involving placements into it. Okay, that if you are dealing engineering, if you are dealing management, involve placements into it. Okay, so that because the first question, even in an engineering or in a management thing, if you are appearing for a placement, the first question that they would ask, and for sure they would ask, is about your internship. So if you got it a copy paste type of an internship, what would you answer then? Nothing. Okay. So second thing, check on to the genuinity of the certificate that they have put up. Okay. Or the third thing is that if they come from their own business background, give them this freedom to do some internship in their own business, because then they would be joining back their businesses. Okay. So probably maybe some sensitization plus some system modification. This too can obviously answer a question to most of us. People said not, despite of everything, all efforts put together, not 100% results you would get, never. Okay. So even say if for all the hard work that you would be putting in, I am very glad that you you are thinking about the students. For all the hard work that you would put in, Vipul sir, even I'll say out of 10 students, if 5 or 6 or 7, and I'm pretty sure this number would go on increasing. If they start doing things, start taking shape, your and my hard work would be answered. So all the hard work would actually bear fruits. So but start at some point. Okay, don't sit back thinking that system aisa types. No, system aisa nahi hota. Okay, actually we need to create something that can actually help us also, our students also. As I said, it's a moral responsibility. It's beyond our job. Okay, it's our moral responsibility. So that's what I feel, Vipul sir.
Yes, sir. I'm feeling the same. That's why I'm giving. I give students real time examples, and I showed my efforts that students should know about the what is going on in the environment, what is going on in the corporates, and they are expecting a lot from corporates, but they are not performing their duties well, or they are expecting that they will get 10 LPA, 15 LPA easily.
True.
And I'm facing this problem, sir. That's why I asked this
I
type of
understand,
question.
sir. Vipul sir,
And
not only you, but many others same would be facing this problem.
yes, sir. And I have one question in my mind on this. That what the corporate will help us um, in collaboration for understanding this type of case studies, uh, by which students can get the real time situation, connect the real time situation with the curriculum of the subject or the program they have joined in the college.
Sir, I strongly believe that if you would approve, if you would write to the corporates, if you would, approach corporates, some of them would definitely show a positive interest into them. And again, take help of your
Yes.
placement office. Take help of your placement office. Through their connects, if you would go and you would explain this thing, that this is what I would be needing, be very specific, that you would get only 5-10 minutes to talk to them. So be very specific onto that, that what information are you seeking, why you are seeking this thing, and what, what is that you would get out of it, or what are your learning objectives. Give them these 3 things, they would give you the information. Pretty sure.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you. So I believe that's it. So thank you very much, Neha ma'am. Can we close the session? I believe almost, we are exceeded the time, almost half an
Yes,
hour more than that. So
yes,
thank you,
sir.
Neha ma'am, once again. Thank you, all my
Thank you, sir.
colleagues. Have a very good evening, everyone. And thank you, Ajay sir, and thank you, my my RFI family as well. So thank you, everyone. Thank you, Neha ma'am, for conducting a wonderful session, and all
Thank
my
you, sir.
colleagues over here.
And it's a privilege to have you here. So, as we draw today's session to a close, I want to express my sincere appreciation to every participant. A heartfelt acknowledgement is extended to our esteemed speaker, Dr. Chabra sir, for generously sharing invaluable insights. His explanations are truly commendable. Additionally, I extend our sincere gratitude to the organizing committee and its sponsors for their unwavering support, which has been instrumental in the success of these programs. With profound gratitude for everyone's participation, we officially conclude today's session. Your contributions have been immensely valued. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, everyone. And thanks to all my respected colleagues. Thank you. Have a very good evening.